So this video isn't connected directly to the 80s or 90s, but I am able to connect it. You'll see. I've talked a lot recently about how I feel like Halloween is kind of slowly disappearing. I feel like in the 80s and 90s, Halloween was huge. If you drove into any neighborhood, probably like 75% of the houses were decorated. Now, if you drive through most neighborhoods, there's like one or two, maybe three or four if you're lucky, and the rest have nothing. And you know, along with everything else too, just lack of Halloween specials on TV, lack of people dressing up, so on and so on. So I decided to make a video showcasing some of my favorite Halloween yard displays that I saw this year. I thought it would be a cool way, not just to say thank you to all of you out there that are still decorating your house, but maybe to inspire the rest of you to decorate for Halloween next year. I'm hoping that maybe with this video, I can inspire you to keep Halloween alive. So without further ado, let's go see what we can find. Now this one here is in Torrance, and they have got a ton of stuff in the front yard. Most of it is your basic like Party City, Spirit Halloween stuff, but there's a lot of it. It's a fun setup. I don't know if you probably can't hear Jack Skellington talking, but it's an animatronic. He's talking right now. And then this goes all the way around to the side of the house. I gotta say, these little clowns are kind of creepy. Freddy and Jason, you can see he's moving right now, and Michael Myers, and then the Scream Ghost is hiding back there by the house. And I just came across this one also in Torrance, right around the corner from the house that I just showed you. Pretty cool, elaborate graveyard setup. And this is in the front yard of the house right next door, an extremely tall Jack Skellington. And I'm sure you can hear those power tools. It appears that they may be building a little haunted house in the front yard. Right now I'm in Long Beach on Country Club Drive, right down the street from the Ferris Bueller house. And I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, I believe this house that I'm currently looking at was used in one of the American Pie movies, I think the first one. And they have got a really cool yard set up. Kind of walk you around and try and show you some of it. It's pretty dark though. I'm not sure if the camera is able to pick this up because it's really dark over here, but they even have a hearse. I don't think that's actually part of the Halloween setup. I think they just have a hearse. Oh, look at this. This is really cool. I've been seeing these Grim Reapers around this year, and I really like it. I don't think my camera's picking it up very well, not really doing it justice. I don't know how I almost missed the Headless Horseman back there. There's actually a bunch of stuff back there that is kind of hidden behind the trees. You can see right there, a clown. Of course, that makes it even creepier that it's just hidden in the background. This house also on Country Club Drive, right up the street from the house I just showed you, and there is a lot to see in this yard as well.
I know it's a sacrifice that must be made. Your blood does not have to be given willingly. I would enjoy it more if it was.
I'm not even really sure where to look because there's so much to see.
The voices whisper their guidance through me. They carve out two paths for you to walk. The first is to run safely away The others move forward.
A lot of witches.
In tight.
Crawl out from their hiding places to terrorize you victims. Their panic howls can be heard echoing over the darkening hill, drawing even more creatures to them, cries of pain and fear. Such wonderful
The
times.
voices wherever they're hiding. The wisdom boy. And that's the only price to ensure me of eternal life.
Yes, I can hear the voices of the spirits calling out to be released.
There's actually quite a few cool houses here on Country Club Drive. I was gonna drive by and just kind of film it from the car, but thought I would jump out to get a better shot of these witches. I thought this was pretty cool. And also these projections, again, not sure how well my camera's picking it up, but these projections on the house look really cool. Now these are pretty cool, peeking out over the bushes. It looks like they took a couple of those giant Home Depot skeletons and put big wigs on them. I'm not really sure where they got those giant wigs from. Now I just came across this house in El Segundo, kind of simple, but I like what they did here with the lights in the tree, making it look like a pumpkin. Pretty cool. And I just noticed that that dummy in the spider web kind of looks like Skeletor, and then I didn't even notice that up there. How creepy is that? I also just discovered while driving around looking for houses that the water tower in El Segundo, they light it up purple and orange. There's a couple of really cool houses in the Highland Park, Eagle Rock area, and this one is definitely one of my favorites. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh no.
Ready. By the powers given to me from dark magic.
That's just too cool. A lot of babies down here.
They said the potion would make me stand head and shoulders above the rest of the witches. This exceeds my expectations.
I will show you won't have nothing to worry about.
And then I just noticed that this is actually an apartment building, not a private house. So that's kind of cool. Not sure, if this is like a collaboration with all the people that live in this building, or if it's just one person and everybody's just kind of okay with it. But either way, really cool that they put this together every year. This is another really cool one in the Eagle Rock, Highland Park area. Last year they did like a campground theme, and I guess this year they're doing a beauty salon. Oh, look at that back there. Now this is my buddy's house, and he built like a haunted house facade in his driveway. He doesn't have it all lit up the way that it's going to look on Halloween night, but still looks really cool. So we are currently in Toluca Lake in a neighborhood right down the street from Bob's Big Boy. And we discovered this neighborhood last year by accident, and we were absolutely amazed. Last year, I would say about 75% of the houses in this neighborhood were decorated. And I don't just mean like mildly decorated, like ridiculously awesome yard displays. So this is definitely a cool house, but the house next door seems to be a favorite because every time that we've ever come to this neighborhood, there's always a ton of people out front checking out this house. And then and according to this sign, they were the winner, best in show of the 6th annual Halloween house decorating contest. Down here at the end of the block is another amazing house. As amazing as this house is, I feel like last year they had a lot more going on, a lot more pumpkins, and things were a lot more elaborate, but still an amazing setup. You gotta wonder where they keep all of these pumpkins at. So at this point, my microphone stopped working. My battery died and I had no idea. So throughout the rest of this video, we're in that neighborhood in Toluca Lake, and I'm showing you the houses and telling you information about them and recording the sounds that the animatronics are making. But unfortunately, I picked up none of it because my microphone died. So I'm just gonna play some music and let you check out the houses, and I'll chime in every once in a while with some information. So I just thought that this house across the street was really cool because it kind of looks like a storybook witch house, and they did a witch theme on their house. There's a bunch of really cool houses on this block, and we'll start with this one that has a gigantic front yard, and they use every bit of it. And then down here on the far end, they have these ghosts that I think just look really cool. Now I think this has got to be one of the raddest shots I've ever got. This one is called the Bones Home, and it seems like every year they do a different theme with skeletons. Last year they did a musician theme, and then this year it looks like it's TV and movies. The Dirty Dancing scene was definitely my favorite. Now, I am not a Harry Potter fan, but I still gotta say that this was really cool, and this is just a projection on the front of the house. It was done really well. So this was my favorite house last year. Last year they had a Beetlejuice theme, which was just so cool, and I was really hoping they were gonna do it again this year. Unfortunately, they didn't, but there was still a lot of cool stuff to look at. Starting with their driveway, now this was a cool animatronic, and unfortunately I didn't get to record the sound, but basically, you know, he's talking to you, saying a bunch of Halloween chatter. He then ducks his head and he comes back up with a different face. And, you know, he does a maniacal laugh and says, you know, he hopes he didn't scare you, does some other chatter, and then ducks back down and changes faces again. Really cool. Now, the only problem with this house is they have a really high front yard, so it's kind of hard to see everything unless you're standing in the street or across the street. And like you can see right here, I almost missed this werewolf that's by the front door. Oh, there he is, peeking from behind the curtain. Now, this is on top of the roof overlooking the entire yard, and it's got this big Halloween speech that it gives. So get ready to see probably the biggest front yard pumpkin you've ever seen. This thing is almost as big as the house that it's sitting in front of. And then there's just a lot of really cool stuff to see in front of the pumpkin. Again, I wish my microphone was working. They're blasting Monster Mash and everything is queued up to it. These pumpkins are singing Monster Mash, and then all of the animatronics are dancing. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful Halloween, and don't forget to keep Halloween alive.